If you guys don't know what you're looking at, I don't know either. What the heck is it?
It's a lot of bling.
It's like a V, what is it, 12? 2,
Yeah.
4, 6, 8. Wow.
12.
From a what?
Toyota Century.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Toyota
Yep.
did have a V12
The
with a Century.
only V12, production V12 to come out of Japan.
Is that so?
That is so. That's a fact.
You know they're super quiet when they're stock, because I was in a Century last Tokyo Auto Salon, and I was like, dang, this is quiet for a V12.
They only put V12s in them because they were trying to compete with Rolls Royces, and they basically had asked a bunch of executives or type of people that would buy a Rolls Royce, and one of the things they wanted in the cars was a V12, but only to make no sound. And then they just put huge plastic covers over them. So
Yeah. So what gave you the idea of dropping this thing in here?
we were going to do an LFA motor. We want to do a Toyota theme front to back, and we just thought, what's like the pinnacle of a Toyota engine, right? And we did a lot of hunting for a LFA motor, and it doesn't matter how much money you have, you cannot move enough mountains to actually get one unless you just buy an LFA and just take the motor out.
Right.
You're not going to find a wrecked one, and if you do, it's going to fetch a ton of money, and yeah, so. I just was laying in bed one night and I was like, well, maybe we could do an F1 V12 or something like that. And Toyota doesn't actually make any of the V12s that they raced. It was Peugeot made them. But a Century motor came up and here we are.
How much was it?
The motor?
Yeah.
They're like $2,500.
That's it?
Yeah.
So you're telling me...
hold on. Now you only need like 20 grand to make it do the the things. Yeah.
Because that's pretty cheap. My
Yeah.
B series costs more than that.
Yeah.
But how do you find performance parts for? Well, are they just two J's?
A lot of people think they are. I think they're like a hybrid of like a 1J and a UZ motor. So there's definitely a lot of parts that are interchangeable, but then there's also some parts that are just only for a 1GZ FE is what it is.
So like the head, that's just its own.
Yeah.
Its own head.
Yep.
Wow.
But I think the pistons are similar, and there's some other things that it shares with other motors and stuff like that.
Does it run?
It does.
You start it?
I cannot.
Why?
Because I've got the battery disconnected and it needs to be tuned. It kind of like, it'll run, but then like wants to come up in RPMs. It's
I see.
it's a thing.
Hey man, you did this swap, did the body kit, did paint. It's pretty good. You had it all together. All right, so body-wise, let's close the hood real quick. I want to see what this thing looks like. Oh, what year is it?
76. So some Celica enthusiasts would say this is desirable because of the hood and some other things, but yeah, I kind of wanted to channel something different because we always build race cars.
Right.
And I wanted to kind of challenge myself on a JDM hot rod, right?
JDM hot rod.
And I think a 5-liter V12 checks the hot rod box for motor. And then I kind of wanted to do my style of styling, but also I wanted to channel some 70s vibes and kind of some 70s IMSA vibes. These are the actual wheels that Toyota ran when they were racing in the 70s with this platform. I mean, almost every car in the 70s ran an E55 BBS center lock wheel.
Are those real center locks?
Yep, they're real center locks.
How do you make that work? Is that a hub
We
adapter?
machined a custom hubs front and rear. A lot of work.
Wow, that's crazy. This is static, right? It's coilovers?
Yep. Yeah, we're running Moton 3-ways front and rear, and then we have cantilever rear setup. We'll get to that, but yeah, it's
You ain't driving this out of here like
man,
this.
that's Simalo, you know it is.
All right.
She looks good dumb.
All right. What about this mirror? Is that custom?
So those are very special mirrors. So in the 70s, I wanted to find aftermarket parts from 70s cars. And these are basically the APR mirrors of the 70s. They're Sebring mirrors. And essentially we added our flair of, with the big carbon weave on it. But yeah, those are just the aftermarket mirrors. You'd see these on a GT40 at Le Mans or, a factory Toyota team that was racing, Celica.
Okay, and then the body kit?
Yep, made this in-house. It's full carbon fiber. You can see that there's just a slight bit of carbon peeking through on the bottom, just to let you know that I'm crazy and we painted it. But yeah, it's.
I like painting carbon.
Yeah.
It's a little classy.
Yeah,
All right.
Makes it look a little cleaner.
Yeah,
but there's nothing on the outside. There's no door handles, there's no drip rails, there's no antenna stuff, there's no side markers. I wanted it like super slick front and rear.
Looks good. What green is this?
This is a 2024 limited edition in Japan 86
Green.
British Racing Green.
Wow, they had a BRG for the 86 in Japan. Didn't
Yeah.
know that. And then what's up with the rear bumper right here? Same
Okay.
thing?
Well, we're gonna have to go over here because we got a little bit of a story. So on the 76 and 77s, they moved the gas cap here. So, I like that. It looks cool. On the earlier cars, the gas cap was behind the license plate area. So these are, in my opinion, much more desirable looking taillights on the earlier cars. And then this was where the gas cap was on the earlier cars.
Oh, in the middle right there.
Yeah, but we have a party trick. So this folds down, and we have our valve for our air jack because the Lance this car has air jacks.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And then the carbon bumper, you copied the original one?
So we did a little bit of different. So this is kind of a smiley bumper that I have taken some liberties and make it fit much tighter and things like that. But it's loosely based off of a smiley bumper. And then I did a larger weave carbon fiber. I thought the larger weave kind of looked more, nostalgic looking. And, for me, it was something really different. So.
Oh. All right. Wheels and tires, you already mentioned that. R888Rs.
Yeah.
How come no Proxys R on this one or some slicks? Looks like it would.
This is a street car. This is a gentleman's, more civilized.
So not
type.
like the Z.
Yeah, not at all.
Not like the Z. All right,
Yeah.
let's look at the interior.
Okay.
You can go on that
You want
side
this
and
side?
open that door.
I'll open that door up for you because there's no door handles.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was just gonna shoot through the window.
Oh, okay. We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Fancy.
Did you see our Motons in the back?
The Motons in the back? Where?
The cantilever.
No.
Yeah,
can
so
do
it's
that.
cantilever rear suspension.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
All right, so explain to us what the heck that does and why would you do that?
We did this because it was cool.
That's it.
One. But two, packaging coilovers underneath the car is tricky, just because this thing's dumped, and there's not a whole lot of room under the car to do coilovers. So essentially, we bring those inboard, we add rockers to them, and essentially you have long adjustable arms that attach to the axle, and that's how you basically transfer that suspension to the axle. But yeah, we just thought it'd be cool to. Coilovers are always hidden, so we thought it'd be a fun way to display the Motons and make them look great.
Okay, cool. I like that. I run Motons on all my cars too.
Oh yeah, you already know. You already know.
So inside here, of course, you did BRG outside, and inside has to be somewhat tannish.
I wanted a cup car vibe. So we don't have any carpets, but it's real civilized and sophisticated inside with leathers and Alcantara. But we have, a really stripped down race seat that has padding just in the places, essentially where your body would touch. But
what seats are these?
these are Tillet.
Tillet. I've been seeing a lot of these lately. Are they pretty stiff? Oh, dude, these things are stupid stiff.
Yeah, and then we color match the back, so it's British Racing Green on the back. Just small little details all over the place, just to, have a really nice finished looking car.
Yeah. Shifter?
Yeah, so part of our Toyota theme is we wanted to mix, a classic car and modern. So this, believe it or not, has an automatic transmission in it. And you're like, oh, why would you do that? You just ruined it. Well, because this thing shifts at 20 milliseconds. Super fast shifting, but we wanted to have your cake and eat it too. So you can literally put it in drive, or you have a 3-pedal box. So on an 8 HP for a Supra, you can modulate the clutch pack. So you can put it in drive and you can clutch kick the car, or you can drive it like a manual. So it's sequentially shifted with a clutch, or you can put it in drive and do your thing. So it's best of both worlds. You drive up to Cars and Coffee, you don't want to spill your coffee, you can put it in drive. You want to go to the track and feel spicy, you can clutch kick it, or do whatever you wanted and drive it like a race car.
What transmission is it?
It's a 8 HP out of a 2024 GR Supra.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
All right.
Super good transmission.
Cool. Lots of trinkets right there on the dash.
Yeah, so we incorporated some old school dash clocks. So that's what they used for lap timing back in the day. So we just thought it was a nice touch to kind of really bring that nostalgia back into, you know, I didn't want to modernize the interior too much. I thought it'd be cool just find some cool stuff. Historically, we build race cars, so we don't really get to do a lot of fancy stuff, right? It's more of like what makes sense on a race car. But we knew that like having a V12 and the stack sticking out would be essentially the centerpiece or the crown jewel of the car. So we went extra effort on the stacks to make sure that they had a lot of bling factor to them. But yeah, they're like a billet bottom piece, carbon fiber tube, and then the tops are book matched to each other, so they're all profiled and evenly spaced together. It's quite a bit of work to make that look easy, I guess.
Yeah. What's the purpose of the like the carbon length? You know, like you could tune that, right?
Yeah. So one for us, we wanted to get them out of the hood. So there's some stylistic aspects to that, but essentially the longer you make the runners, the more torque you're going to make.
Gotcha.
But there's definitely science to, you know, having them the correct.
Yeah, how much the runner length is.
Yeah, because you can have them so long that they're kind of dumb.
And you could just be a Kaido racer car.
Yeah.
And then the finish right here, like the fluting, and that's
a lot of fancy machine work.
That's a lot of machining right there. That's crazy. The amount of details just for that, and we can't even see the base, but the base is also super fancy in there. So, aren't you scared that some crazy person is just going to drop a marble in there at a show or something? Or if you're driving and something kicks up there?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely probably not a forever thing. You know, we'll probably end up making like an airbox for it or something like that. But this isn't a car that you just like drive around all the time and stuff like that. This is a car for special occasions and things like that.
Just put up a little net on there.
Yeah, we'll probably end up making some screens that kind of go over them. So if we're driving it around or doing some track stuff, we can pop them on and then pull them off easily.
What kind of horsepower figure are we looking at?
It should make about 650 on pump, about 700 on with E85.
Dang,
yeah,
that's crazy.
She'll rip.
We're gonna take this to Pikes Peak or what?
It's too fancy for Pikes Peak.
Come on, man, it'd be like a nostalgic race.
Yeah.
Nostalgic car.
We got some for Pikes Peak.
All right. You guys didn't know, Sean's actually one of our Pikes Peak drivers. Went up there the Z last year. Did what time?
Not good. But it was like what is it? One turn away from greatness.
Yeah.
That's how that place goes, right? You get one shot at it, and
yeah.
We were flying until we weren't.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's crazy that
we got something for the next year though. We're sub 10s for sure.
Okay. Yeah. He's building race cars, and you can also build a show car. Pretty dope.